committee. It's February 2nd and it's 5:30 and we're starting on time. Yay. Alright, so we are gonna go back into the policy of procedures for community use of school facilities and get that sucker done. Where is it? Nope, it's the P one, right? Yeah. Nope, that's an F. I can write like my letters. There we go. Okay. Do we want to read through it again, or are we good to start where?
Pretty good, start with the L.
Okay, that's not where we were. We were down here. Yep. At users. All right, so we're in the section of what? Expectations and proper conduct, not exceptions like I thought it was. Okay. Now, the district may deny or restrict decorations that create excessive cleanup, pose safety hazards, or risk damage to facilities or equipment. Users are expected to restrict their use and activities to the times and places requested/approved in their application for use. No animals may be brought. I was just trying to remember, are we calling it an application? Are we calling it an agreement? Are we playing with both words? Because we were really focused in on that last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was request.
Mm-hmm.
Was the word.
Okay. So,
Just make it request.
and places
So requested and thereby in there.
requested. How about if we do and or approved?
For
And
use.
or approved, perfect, for use.
Just take out the in their application.
Yeah.
Just say for use.
No, that's not what I want to do. There we go. No animals may be brought into district facilities during facility use, except for required service animals.
Okay, the colons and periods at the ends of these, which is it? There's a colon in the red,
And I see that.
or is it semi?
No, it's a semi.
Okay.
Boop.
Okay. Then you need the one after use.
That's not the end of the sentence.
Oh, this is.
Oh,
after-
that one up there.
Well, I didn't cross out the period, so when that goes away, the period will go right up to use. This period right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Oh, okay,
remains.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, okay.
No animals may be brought into district facilities during facility use, except for required service animals. Shouldn't we just, do we have to have that sentence there?
Please.
That for in?
No.
I don't think we do.
Yeah,
Jessica, do you think we, okay.
yeah.
No. School building or facility shall be used for any purpose which could result in picketing, rioting, well, I don't think we should hold elections there either. Picketing, rioting, disturbing the peace, or damage to property, or for any purpose prohibited by law. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, the picketing, rioting, disturbing the peace, you can't control what other people do. So, I mean, I'm not sure why, what's the purpose of this statement? I'm just curious. Do we know, Jess? Oh, you know what? There is space, isn't there? Okay, so let's do this.
So you couldn't rent it out to somebody who has a clear opponent out there, maybe, that would be coming, that would wanna contest against it?
For like a,
Like your seniors
town
against
hall- a
computers?
town hall kind of thing.
Well, I mean, if the seniors against computers rented out the building, and then you've got a bunch of young kids that are like, you know,
Uh-huh.
you can't control
Control
that.
that.
Mhm.
So I'm curious what we're trying to accomplish with this statement, because, I mean, if somebody wanted to rent which I don't remember, are we allowed to rent for, like, political things?
It's
Oh,
spelled
wow.
out up above a little bit, and then we have some further language around it, I think on the second to last page. They can do it for, sorry, I have to go back to the policy. Last week was going through.
Use of district facilities for political meetings, forums, caucuses, or election-related activities shall be permitted on a content-neutral basis when otherwise consistent with these procedures. Okay, there it is there, here's one, for activities, community organization groups, civic, okay, so we do allow it to be rented.
That's the new thing that I was adding, cause it's in purple writing.
Okay, right.
I was trying to
Oh.
clarify it a little bit on that one, just because it wasn't very clear before, and we've had, I think the biggest thing with the language in here, and this is a holdover from the last policy, was just really trying to make sure that we have a way to say, we think this might be a really hot button issue that doesn't make sense to have on school grounds. And so I think that's the thought behind it, for the, and like I said, it's carried over language from the previous.
Oh, it was down here, okay. That's why it was still in purple, 'cause we
Yeah,
hadn't
it was
gotten
still
to
in
it
purple,
yet,
yeah.
okay. Okay, but I guess I'll go back to my same thing. You can't, you can't control other people. So, I mean, even if, like, Governor Little wanted to rent out the space to, do a town hall meeting for the, school choice, whatever, you can't control whether or not, teachers' unions are gonna come and rally and picket and do all, we cannot control that. So if we've already approved it, what's the consequence that we're gonna dole out to the person that rented it if, I mean, they have no control over that? Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to understand what the purpose of this statement is.
I could see it being beneficial leading into discretion to deny an application, a reservation request, like if it's sent, if the request is submitted and the superintendent or principal feels like, ooh, I think that's gonna be controversial enough that I don't know that we wanna have it here, then they can deny it on that basis.
But we
'Cause it's
control
under-
the authority anyway
It's
to
under
do that.
so
That's
we're
true.
setting the expectation. We're setting the expectation that cause there are, like, working at NIC, there were specific groups that we knew were gonna come onto campus, and no matter what, they were gonna get picketed, or there was going to be a lot of controversy. They never rented the facility, they just stood on the grounds. And so it was really a challenging thing to deal with. It's their right to be able to have free speech, but it caused a lot of consternation, especially among students who like to argue what they were standing for. So it's just a challenging thing. I think it's just setting the expectation by agreeing to rent this facility is that you're making sure that you're following the laws, that you're not actively seeking to have that kind of interaction with the community by inviting that kind of activity. Again, this is a carryover from the previous procedure that we had in place. It's in the existing procedure on the web.
I also don't think it hurts to remove it just because the discretion is there anyway.
Right, I mean, we have the discretion to say, no, we're not going, building's not available.
We can say the building's not available, but we would not be able to say no because we're concerned about this.
Correct.
Right, and so this provides a little bit of a why we can say no for that specific reason instead of just the building's not available, cause people can see the building's available.
I would think that if you were to utilize this and say, well, we are afraid that it might cause X, Y, Z, that could be more problematic for the district
Yeah.
than just saying the building's not available.
The tricky thing is they can see that the building's available.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, really?
But do we, when it's denied, do we have to say the building's not available, or can we just say no?
We have to give the justification, yeah.
So in the approval process, is it itemized out or delineated in any way that?
I wish Rebecca was here, she could speak to that a little bit more.
So is the approval, I don't remember going across it yet, is there approval within?
It's once your registration is fully accepted and we invoice you if there is an invoice for the
Okay.
service, so.
So I mean, there's certain criteria that they have to meet, are they this group, that group, or the other?
Like they have to upload like their certificate of insurance and everything before they can even get to the part where they can attempt to make a reservation. So we do a lot at the front end of it.
So to narrow the field, and then from there it's a matter of scheduling. It's really a matter of scheduling. If they complete everything
Yeah, they can schedule
and
themselves.
submit everything, then they should be in as long as the times fit.
Which they can see the time that
Yes.
they're doing it, and
Well,
unless something else
So
pops
there's
up.
nowhere along in that approval process or
Here's
the
the only
statement to-
blurb we have about declining use. So I don't think that
Inconsistent
we
with
can pull
educational
something
mission.
from the top and say that we're denying it for this because we think it might cause this. It says the use of the school premises will be denied.
where there's a probability of damage.
Right, so, when there is a probability of damage or injury to the school property. So I don't know, I think this should be removed, especially if we're gonna hold on to it as a cause for denial, but we're not gonna list that, what reason we can deny in the reasons for denial. Does that make sense?
The other language,
Oh, there we are, there we go.
which you indicated, it's down below.
Yes, we haven't gotten to this part
Okay.
yet. 'Cause yeah, I'm like, I don't remember reading what we can deny for, but.
Right, we hadn't come across
had-
it, so I was
yeah,
wondering, where is it?
That's why I typed it in, cause
Okay.
I'm like, Okay, so no access to other rooms or equipment in the building shall be permitted unless designated by agreement. Special rules, indoor facility use, all coaches, supervisors, players, parents, and other persons using gymnasiums owned by the district are asked to respect the facilities they use. Why are we asking them? Shouldn't they just respect it? Are to respect the facilities they use. Are to respect the facilities they use. Any group or organization using the gym is directed to discuss the following expectations with each member of the group using the gym. No eating, drinking, or gum chewing is permitted in the gym. Only scuff-free gymnasium shoes may be used on the hard gymnasium floors. It is suggested that shoes be cleaned prior to use on the floors. No muddy or wet shoes are allowed on any gymnasium floor. Students are to go home before game practice time unless the game or practice is directly after school. Parents should arrange pickup directly after game practice time. No loitering shall be permitted. Sweep the entire floor clean after use, flush toilets, and turn off lights when closing. Now the question, do we not have an expectation for people when they rent the carpeted gym floors to vacuum them?
We don't generally let them have the vacuums.
Okay. But we let
generally are
them
not in,
have the room?
in condition to have multiple people using them.
Yeah. And a lot of the times with those carpeted gymnasium floors, that it's set up so that once those groups are done, and it's usually Parks and Rec that's in there, our night custodian is generally in there right after cleaning. They just
Okay.
wait to clean the gym until all groups are out.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
we don't
But-
rent after.
But
it's
trash
9
and all of
o'clock.
that needs to be picked up.
Yeah,
Is that,
so-
does it mention trash?
Sweep, no, flush toilets,
Say,
turn off lights, there's nothing about trash.
sweep the entire floor and clean up any trash.
Well, it
We
says
don't- we
clean
don't have
after
an
use.
We don't have
No.
an expectation for them to take the garbage out.
No,
We
but.
just want them to pick up.
Yes, to pick up, and to
Yeah.
pick up trash, litter, whatever. Yeah, it just, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually bleachers.
Flush
Biggest
toilets
problem with it.
and turn off lights, yeah. Alright, outdoor facility usage, the following applies to all district outdoor facility rentals. The rental group shall be responsible for rental group.
That's redundant, cause we have that above, that first line. We tell them we'll bill them if there's any damage. I don't think there's any difference between indoor or outdoor. We've already told them that we're gonna charge them.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's a redundant sentence.
Arrangements for keys for any rented facility must be made prior to the event by contacting the activities director.
Which should be the same for the indoor as well.
But we don't talk about keys up here at all.
Right, that's why that's interesting to me.
But the keys are, but the concept of keys is back up actually in the application.
Exactly, so
So,
I think that's a given as well.
Also, the
Generally,
activities
do they,
director.
do they give keys to these outfits, or they generally?
It just depends on what it's being used for, and it's at the high schools really, that fields are being rented. It's not, we don't have fields at any of the other schools really, so
Mhm.
a lot of the facility use does run through the activities directors at each school, because they're the ones that are able to let people in and out and things like that.
Mm.
So we do provide keys if a group is using it multiple times, or there's arrangements made to make sure that it's locked and unlocked and things like that, so, that's why we have.
Would be like more for fencing or something, not.
It's fencing,
Okay.
usually that's what it is, so if someone
Okay.
wants to use the softball field,
Mhm.
that gate is locked. You can't get down to the softball or the baseball field
Okay.
unless it's open, and so that's just making sure that it's open during that time. I can't speak on behalf of each school, I'm not 100% sure, but to me, it's just like any other key that they can check out the key, turn it back in, they get that key deposit form kind of thing, so.
Okay.
so does.
Well, I know those elementary fields, they're all closed,
Right.
but if they're being used after hours, I'm pretty sure the
A lot of our
expectation, or even
schools
on
open,
Saturdays.
yeah, a lot of our schools open their gates on the weekends and after hours. So the only time like the gate right here for John Brown and right here for John Brown
Mhm.
gets locked is during
During
the school
the
day.
actual school day,
Yeah.
okay.
Otherwise, it's open.
Okay.
Because I was in here this weekend and there are a lot of people that come use the field right behind our office to run their dogs. Cause it's a great wide open space. Seem to be. I haven't had any complaints about that yet. Do we just wanna say outdoor facilities or?
I think it needs to be there too.
Yep, that makes sense.
Are expected to respect facilities.
I think that's a weird sentence.
You had it are to respect instead of.
Yeah, are respected too.
Are expected to respect. Whatever we do, we have to make sure it's.
Yeah, cause we have it.
We had it up above.
Yeah, are to respect the facilities they
Yeah.
use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go, that's always
the following applies to all district outdoor facility rentals. The procedure for cancellation, so we jump right into the procedure for cancellation.
Well, you know, it's happy.
I did, but I'm wondering,
Would that just apply to outdoor cancellation?
I think we need to pull the one above too, that kids can't just hang out.
Yep.
So I would pull 4 and 5.
Do you have, shoe requirements for some of the outdoors, like on some specific fields?
Pull those?
Not wearing spikes?
Oh, put them down there,
They
yeah.
can't use spikes on the
Yeah.
track. I know spikes are a big no-no on the track.
Okay.
So if they're on our turf tracks, they definitely cannot have spikes on the track. We've been trying to get our football players to walk on the carpet as they're coming off of the football field during games. It's like,
But if it's outdoor, then there's not a gymnasium floor.
right, we're
right.
just changing it.
Spikes.
Oh, okay. Spike shoes?
Are allowed on any turf track. Yes, please.
Cause I don't know if within,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, cause I know track has a bunch of students start to go home before game practice time, unless the game or practice is directly after school. Parents should arrange for pickup directly after game practice time, no ordering shall be permitted.
Do we wanna talk about, and this is where I don't know, need to ask Matt or somebody, whether or not they're supposed to drag the field when they're done, put bases away, those kind of things. I think that's all a given with the space that they're using, and I believe that conversation is had with people.
Okay.
But like, you can't just leave the bases out,
Right,
so.
well, let's see what else,
Okay.
oh, all equipment, the rental group, we need to change that, desires must be
Yeah.
listed on the rental agreement. Request for, okay, so maybe we can add there.
Okay.
So the procedure for cancellation of outdoor events due to threatening weather and or field conditions is as follows. If the, which there needs to be space, so. If the field conditions are such that play is not recommended, the district shall notify the rental group as far in advance as possible that contests. Contests, I think you must be canceled. Practice field rental will be substituted if possible, and if field conditions are such that on the day of the school scheduled contests, the game field is excessively saturated, the district shall notify the rental group that the rental is considered canceled and game fields are not to be used. Questions can be answered by calling the activities director, high school principal, or superintendent in that order. If an outdoor rental is canceled by the district due to weather or field conditions, rental fees shall be refunded.
Needed to note that. It could be C. I just think it needed to be stated.
No, that's fine. Okay. Okay, but we're not calling them the rental group.
Right.
What are we calling them? I can't remember. This is why I prefer to get through the whole policy.
This one's just a really long one.
It is a very long one.
Requesting organization.
Hold on, let's just, we should have read through it. This is another reason why it sparks. Groups of organizations, okay. Facility use agreement, any persons or group. Applicants.
change
Renting
language, say
organization.
organizations or groups renting facilities may cancel. Turn it around. Instead of calling them a rental organization, call them organizations or groups renting.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Cancel facilities.
And they cancel if you don't use the agreement, written notice of cancellation. Alright, so let's do this. Oops. Okay, so that was only in there once. Organization is in there 18 times, okay. Okay, so organization is one used.
Group or, yeah.
Okay, so if we make that go away, let's go here. So the procedure for cancellation.
There's rental group there, DA.
Shall notify the. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. My bad.
I did not even see the R missing. I kept going, what are you missing?
Why'd you keep going back?
T-I-O-N, that's right. It's usually T-O-I-N, you know, it's like, cause my fingers don't think. So, shall notify the group or organization as far in advance as possible that contests must be cancelled. Practice field rental will be substituted.
Contests, or do we say events?
I think events would be better
Yes,
for me.
I was thinking
I think events
contest
fits
is a
better,
weird
that
word
bothered
for that.
me before.
Well, I'm like,
Cause all of a sudden now,
contests.
all of a sudden the language changes to contests.
Yeah.
We'll just say it's events.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Some things that just don't roll off your tongue all the time.
Oh, well, isn't that interesting? I thought I had copied it.
Yep, that's the end.
I thought I copied it and pasted it. Or did I do that? That was, really weird. District shall not group or organization. Period. Oh, that's what pasted, okay. Like, wait a minute, I knew I had copied it, I thought, apparently not.
The floor, however.
Shall notify the group or organization that the rental, event.
No. That's outdoor facilities. You want the event is
But-
canceled.
No, because it says the rental is considered canceled. What are they renting? They're renting the outdoor facility. So that the outdoor facility, is,
Considered canceled. That. So notify the group or organization that their event is considered canceled and and game fields are not to be used.
Does it need to be considered canceled, or are we
Or just say is
considering,
canceled.
or are we just canceling?
Yeah, is canceled, I would say is canceled.
Event, event.
Is canceled, take out considered, you're right.
Is cancelled and game fields are not to be used.
I hope the fields are outdoor.
Ooh, poo-poo. Cause I'm assuming all we have outdoor that's rented are fields, but I don't know. Because otherwise, why are we calling it outdoor facilities? Why aren't we calling it outdoor fields?
Oh, what about, out in front of the Lakeland High School, the summer, bathroom days.
Right, right.
That's not
That's
fields,
just
technically,
grounds,
it's just
right.
grounds. And I would imagine if that was too wet, that we'd have to cancel that, but
You would
chances
think
of-
we would,
chances
but
of
we
that-
don't.
chances of that in July are.
Oh, wait, no, that's black. So I think what I will do is just strike this word out.
I mean, that's such a huge event, that would be really hard to cancel that.
Are not to be used. Questions can be answered by calling the activities director, high school principal, or superintendent in that order. If an outdoor rental is canceled by the district. Okay, so this should be read.
Is there an activities director at every school?
No, only the high schools, and then we have middle school activities directors, but that's, we have a full-time activities director at each high school. We have middle school activities directors that teach, and it's just kind of a separate assignment that they do.
So who do they call if they rent the field at Garwood?
We don't have any sports field at Garwood. We
Okay.
typically don't have any, unless it's Parks and Rec, we typically don't have any outdoor field rentals at elementary schools, cause there's just no sports field.
Well, that's not
It's not-
accurate
they're- well,
because
they're
it's
not-
true. I mean,
They're
we,
not defined, I mean, there's a lot of field space that
Yeah.
could be.
no, we've had clubs rent the grounds at the elementary schools for soccer.
For soccer, yes, but I'm thinking like, we wouldn't I mean, I guess it doesn't, I'm thinking baseball, softball fields, those are the ones that typically you don't have people on if they're wet, just because it really damages.
But you wouldn't have kids out on Rotary Field, for soccer if it's club ball and it's soaking wet. I mean, you could, they do play, I mean, soccer players play come hell or high water,
Exactly.
otherwise they don't play.
Yeah.
But if we don't want them tearing up the field because of whatever we've done to it.
Right.
I just didn't know if we needed to add something in there
Yeah,
about,
cause
cause if they did rent
I mean,
something else
I would
outside of the
maybe-
high school.
I would just say if it's a high school field, if a high school field is being canceled,
Or you could say school, the school's principal, and that way it covers them all. I mean, if you're renting from Lakeland High, then you're gonna call Lakeland High's side school principal. If it's Betty Kiefer, you're gonna call.
Well, yeah, and that's what I wasn't sure of, cause I know anytime
I
we
can't
do
imagine
a
why-
rental, we go through Rebecca. So that's who I would immediately think to call if something were to come up, is to
Right.
contact Rebecca. And I was thinking of Garwood, cause there was a
Yeah,
time
why
where we couldn't get a
wouldn't
field
they
and we were
call
gonna use that
Rebecca?
field just to do anything.
An elementary school has got kids running, 500 some kids running all over the playground.
Right,
3 or
why
4
would-
times a day, so.
why would
Why would they
what would
cancel?
one soccer day?
Rebecca?
I don't think we would cancel
It's-
at an elementary, and a lot of the times if the cancellation's coming, it's from the organizers themselves versus us.
No,
I'm just
actually,
thinking Parks and Rec is the one that's gonna be like, we're not gonna do this today.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, when club ball was here, it got canceled.
yeah.
By the building, not the club. So, no, but that was a while ago.
No, you just say boarding school.
So at no
That way,
point
if,
would they
if there
ever
were
call
a chance
Rebecca?
at elementary.
I just think that, I mean, cause that's who everybody's dealing with when they complete the application.
Yeah, I think this is just a holdover because I think one of the challenging things is the high school AD or AT will come over or let her know that it's not useful, so she has to make a cancellation. And if someone wants to argue, they're looking for a chain of command at that point, which technically would be me. And then if I needed assistance, it would go up from there because facility use lives in the DO versus at each individual school site. We do take their input into.
Okay, but this says questions can be answered. It isn't questions that you have regarding cancellation.
But
It
this is
isn't that
specific
you're.
to, this section is specific to
To
cancellation.
cancellation.
So I would just take that out completely,
thing.
and they're gonna call Rebecca if they have a question anyway, or ask her when she's calling to cancel them. So, I would just take that whole section out and say,
Questions.
we don't
Yeah,
need it
'cause
Just
anymore.
don't even, yeah, just,
Yeah,
there's.
Yeah, cause then she can just direct them.
yep. And most of the time, people are completely understanding if it's been a complete down for, they're not gonna be like,
Yeah.
no, I need to use the field. We're not gonna get anything done anyway, except maybe sliding practice.
Yeah.
Get a lot of parents upset by wet kids. Event. Outdoor facility canceled. That it's a event, and say it again, if an outdoor facility event is canceled. You need to have event in there, cause it's, you're not canceling the facility, canceling the event.
But then again, it might, I mean,
Or could it just be
Or
event,
just say,
if an event is canceled?
if due to weather conditions.
'Cause this is
or
under
field
the
conditions,
outdoor.
the rental is canceled, fees will be refunded.
But it's under the outdoor section already, so
Right.
you could just
Yeah.
remove outdoor
Just-
facility and just put, if an event is canceled
Yeah,
by the
if an event
district
is
due to
canceled.
weather.
Yeah.
but we're not canceling the event. We're canceling
Oh,
the
yes.
facility rental.
Very true, they could move the event somewhere else.
They can.
Yeah.
So it's, we can't
Okay.
cancel someone else's event, we can cancel
So the
the
use.
rental of our
Facility
facilities.
use.
Or you could say if,
That's right, we could do weather.
If facilities are canceled by the district. Ah, easy.
there we go. So if a cancellation occurs by the district due to weather or field conditions, rental fees shall be refunded.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay. All equipment items the rental group desires.
We have that listed above, I feel like that's redundant.
That's part of it.
It's part of their request.
Yeah, it's part of the request,
Yeah,
says
so I
something
feel like
in
that's a
the whole
redundant
thing.
statement.
The whole thing is redundant.
Requests for night rentals will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis.
This is because like softball and baseball fields don't have lights.
Mm.
So if we could potentially do the football field because it has lights, but softball and baseball don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
Report.
cancellation of outdoor events,
Mhm.
although cancellation is single.
Conditions.
Cancel.
It would be R. R as follows. It has this very
Okay.
clear.
Alright, so if field conditions. Shouldn't it say if outdoor facility use is such that play is not recommended instead of field conditions? Because again,
Oh, it's a field.
yeah,
The field conditions are what is causing the cancellation.
but again, going to your, say we have a tsunami in July and we can't use the grounds out in the front of the building.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Do you get what I'm saying?
If yeah, just say outdoor facilities, which are generally fields, but not always.
Because this is outdoor facility usage, so if outdoor facilities are such that play is not recommended.
Facility conditions are such that play is not recommended. Facility conditions. We'll just say use rather than play, because that way
Got it?
Mhm.
it's generally play, but not always.
Do you wanna change the word events there?
To use.
Yeah.
That use must be. They're used, yeah. Okay. Events rather than contests.
Yeah.
Use.
I would say, the game field, just say the facility. The facility's ground for the. Use is canceled. Or their use is canceled. And outdoor facilities are not to be used. Okay. There's so many slashes.
I know. So, let's start with A. If outdoor facility conditions are such that use is not recommended, the district shall notify the group or organization as far in advance as possible that use must be canceled. Practice field rental will be substituted if possible. I, why are we saying that?
Well, just because sometimes the practice fields are drier.
But couldn't they just say that on the phone,
Yeah.
instead of somebody going down a rabbit hole with that? Well, you guys said that you would try to get us a practice field. I would take it, yeah.
So then, if outdoor facility conditions are such that on the day of the scheduled use, the grounds are saturated, the district shall notify the group or organization that their use is canceled and outdoor facilities are not to be used. That seems dumb. That,
Or Cancel.
Yeah, just
Bam.
get it canceled.
That
Just-
use is canceled.
You cancel it, so of course you can't do it.
Boy, that is hard to read. You skipping all the slashes.
It's kind of fun.
It's scan, word.
If outdoor facility conditions are such that on the day of the scheduled use, the grounds are saturated, the district shall notify the group or organization that their use is canceled. If a cancellation occurs by the district due to weather, that's the only reason why it would be canceled.
Just say when a cancellation occurs by the district.
When a cancellation occurs by the district due to weather or field conditions, rental fees shall be refunded. Okay,
Yeah, that sounds good.
alright. Requests for night rentals will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Fees. The facility use fee schedule is available in policy 5210F1. Thank you. It's, you know, my eyeballs, they do what they want. Fees, rental charges. Back to rental again.
It's called fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall cover costs of wages of school personnel involved and utilities. The board shall review this fee schedule annually. Fees must, yeah, we didn't, okay. Alright, let's turn this red, so that we know that it's in gouache. The board shall review the the fee schedule annually. Fees may be waived by the superintendent when the user provides a documented educational or student benefit to the district. Fee waivers shall be applied consistently to similarly situated users. What? Fees may be waived by the superintendent when the user provides a documented educational or student benefit to the district. Fee waiver shall be applied consistently
I would
to
say
similarly.
Similar users, not similarly.
I don't know why we're
situated.
saying that, because the reality is the fees can be waived by the superintendent. I think this is, I get what it's trying to say, we're not going to discriminate, we're going to use it universally, you know, everybody's gonna be considered the same if they come with the same stuff, but why do we have to say that?
Does a statement have to be made?
I don't think it needs to be made. Jess, why'd you put it in there? Cause this was purple, I just turned it red.
Because that exact thing, that just trying to put it out there before someone says, well, how come they did and you didn't? So just trying to CYA, for lack of a better term.
I don't think that there is a need for a CYA, because
Okay.
the bottom line is, if Bob and Larry come to the table and Bob has all of his ducks in a row and he has everything that's needed, but Larry is like, just trust me, well, I'm sorry, Larry, you don't get the fee waiver because you are not providing the proper documentation.
Right.
So,
Your explanation seems to be good, however, you don't have the documentation for it.
right, so please bring us the documentation, we'll be glad to waive your fees. If you don't bring the documentation, then I'm sorry, you need to pay the fees. Fees will be invoiced and, okay. Services rendered by public institutions and nonprofit organizations in direct support of public school students or staff. Why did we strike that? Fees may be waived by the superintendent in consideration of services rendered by public institutions or nonprofit organizations in direct support of public
Mhm.
school students or staff.
The red above is kind of a restatement of that.
Is that more like an in-kind thing, though?
That's what I'm, because if the superintendent is waiving because, for services rendered by public institutions or nonprofit organizations in direct support of public school students and staff. I don't see, we're just saying that if you fit into these categories, we can waive your fees. The superintendent may waive your fees. You don't have to provide anything. But the one up above is saying that you have to provide documented educational or student benefit. Doesn't have anything to do with your
Services
nonprofit
rendered.
organization or your services rendered. And granted, it doesn't say services rendered to the district. I mean,
To be to the students.
yeah.
Yeah, the last sentence makes me think of the wrestling mat, that I think we had talked about before, like if the wrestling club buys a wrestling mat and they donate it to the school.
Right.
Then that, they might get a few hours of free
Right.
mat time.
In-kind contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what that last sentence makes me think of when I read it, where the sentence in red
Yeah.
sounds like it needs to be a direct benefit to the students or the district,
Right.
and then that could be waived. So it, to me, it looks like they're two different statements.
Or they, you know, some kind of fundraiser that, for.
Right, we're doing a
Mhm.
fundraiser and we're giving 20% to Lakeland,
Mhm.
or something like that, yeah.
Or, you know,
So-
raising money for extra mats.
Sure.
So we can say fees may also be waived by the superintendent in consideration of services rendered by public institutions or nonprofit organizations in direct support of public school students or staff. What we could, direct support,
Of district rather than public school. Of district students and staff,
Mm.
rather than public school.
services rendered by public institutions or nonprofit organizations. Does that make sense?
For student benefit to the district, no. Or for the benefit of district students.
So fees may also be waived by the superintendent in consideration of services rendered by public institutions or nonprofit organizations for the benefit of district students. Or staff. Cause what if, like, an organization wanted to come and do some public, or not public, professional, service hoo-ha? I don't know, that's a staff benefit,
Mhm.
which indirectly benefits the students, but it's a staff.
Well, it could be
benefit.
like a professional development kind of thing.
That's what it was. I prefer hoo-ha. Fees.
Sometimes
I bet. These will be invoiced and the sponsoring organization whose name appears on the application shall be held responsible for any and all damages to school property and equipment. The invoice and the
To be.
organizations. Group organization.
to the name that appears on the application.
Application request.
It's an application. It's an agreement,
Right.
but they fill out the application to engage in an agreement. We had this
Right, I thought we were calling it a request, am I remembering that incorrectly?
I don't remember.
I think we did change the words application to request because it's not, they changed the way that you actually apply.
Application in there 14 times.
How many times we have requested there? Who wins?
Oh, request is 14, it's equal, 50-50. So I guess maybe we were
trying
sitting
to
on
be
the
so
fence.
cleaned up so much, but I believe we were trying to make it requests.
Let's see here.
And I think it's titled requests rather than applications.
Well, shall have priority over community requests for facilities. Persons or associates requesting the use. Facility use request. Took that out. A facility use request. Why are we not calling it an agreement there? A facility use agreement, oh, because they haven't received it yet.
Right, so
Okay,
they
that's why,
requested
that's right.
and they agreed.
Facility use requests, facility use requests, requested, requesting. To be requesting, requested.
Oh, maybe you could put a space between organization and accept since you're right there.
Where are we at?
On the bottom left.
It's the very bottom.
Good catch. Okay. Requests for night rentals and requests for such exceptions, which we're not down here yet, so we're up here. Okay, fees will be invoiced to the name that appears on the.
Actually, it would be an agreement now.
That's true.
True.
All that for nothing.
We
It's
still have
not for
We still have to
nothing.
go back and take out all the applied.
Agreement.
And shall be broken.
Fees will be
We'll just make that
invoiced
separate.
to the name that appears on the agreement.
Period.
Period. Any and all damages to school property and equipment.
Oh. May result in additional fees.
I almost think that should be the first sentence. Any and all damages to school property and equipment shall be
True.
held responsible. Wait, what?
Well, I just put that there.
Okay.
Cause I cut it off. Alright, actually, take that and move it back up here. Okay, any and all damages to school property and equipment,
May result in additional fees.
not a may.
Okay, shall.
Result. Okay, fees will be, I don't like that. Fees will be invoiced to the name that appears on the agreement. Any and all damages to school property and equipment shall result in additional fees being invoiced to the same.
I almost think you could end with fees, and if that was the first sentence, then end with that, okay, I just ended 2 times. Any and all damages to school property and equipment shall result in additional fees.
Fees
Fees
shall
will be invoiced to the name that
yeah.
appears on the agreement.
Turn the sentence around. Sentences. There you go.
So. and all damages to school property and equipment shall result in additional fees being invoiced, to the name on the application, on the agreement.
Or just end it at
But you have
fees.
that, you have that at the bottom, so you don't need to say
Oh,
it twice.
So where you say
Just
shall
say-
result in additional fees, period.
Bam.
And then fees will be invoiced.
Okay. Alright, fees will be invoiced to the name that appears on the agreement. Perfect. Use of the school premises will be denied when, in the opinion of the superintendent or the board. Okay, hold on. Okay. The board shall review the fee schedule annually. Fees may be waived, oh wait,
Yeah,
wrong, we were already
there we
there,
go.
alright. The use of the school premise, will be denied when, in the opinion of the superintendent or the board, such use may be construed to be solely for commercial purposes. When there is
Low probability.
when there is probability of damage or injury to school property, or when the activity is deemed to be inconsistent with the educational mission, safety, or lawful operation of the district. Or if it conflicts with any federal, state, or local health ordinance or district health. Whoa.
Sentence.
Too long.
It's too long.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so, the use of the school premises will be denied when, in the opinion of the superintendent or the board, such use may be construed to be solely for commercial purposes.
Make that a list.
So that's a
Put a
list.
colon after board and just bullet it.
Okay.
Or after maybe.
May.
I think may needs to be part of that first sentence. When such use may be construed, when there is
Maybe.
probability, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay,
Okay,
except what I'm trying to figure out here, first of all, let's see, what how do we make that in?
Remember, I have to go back in and clear all the formatting.
I know.
You told me I had, this is my job.
She doesn't want solid bullets, she wants hollow bullets.
There we go. To be solely for commercial purposes, when there is a probability of damage to school property, when the activity is deemed to be, okay, but here's the thing. Okay, may be construed to be solely for commercial purposes. Alright, well, that to me is a little tricky, given that we do so many craft fairs
just
in our
thinking of the
buildings,
craft fairs.
and those are solely for commercial purposes. So what are we meaning by commercial purposes? What are you doing? Don't do it yet.
I'm not doing anything. You're fine.
Yes, you are, you just highlighted it.
She can undo. So with like the craft fair that we do here,
Mm-hmm.
does any of the proportion of the profits come back to the school, or they just simply using?
Honestly, I don't know. I do not believe it does, because they do it here. There's one up at Twin Lakes, and I think Timberlake Middle or Timberlake High, and I think Lakeland's been
It just
utilized.
says we may refuse.
Mhm.
I understand that, but here's the thing. If we refuse one person,
Right.
but not another,
But
what
for
grounds?
me, the craft fairs are a community function. It's not a commercial, like, we're not selling, I can't even think of something that it's a community event, right?
It's local
So
people coming in
It's
and-
local people, it's taxpayers coming in, it's a local community event.
Okay,
When
but
I'm
what
thinking-
does solely for commercial purposes mean?
That it sells products and services to generate private profit.
Cause it also says the use of the school premises will be denied. So it doesn't look like there's discretion there, so a craft
Yeah.
fair,
It
whether
is.
it's community or not, it is.
Maybe we need to just say maybe denied, I don't know, that is open to interpretation too. Shall we, I don't know.
Well, see, and this is the thing, I don't wanna get us into a position where we're using words and people can come back and say, well, you did it for them, but you didn't do it for me. You denied me, but you didn't deny them. And, you know, Bob's Concrete Company is selling concrete benches and I'm just trying to sell my wooden cutting boards and you won't let me sell my cutting boards, but the concrete benches can be sold. And we're both contractors, you know, we both independent contractors to make our own monies.
But
So
is
that's
the
where I'm
only
kinda-
exemption like a craft fair? The only exemption to a commercial use would be a craft fair?
I don't know, because, I'm just trying to think of other,
Cause we could add something that, like, we could say that it's denied if it's solely or primarily commercial in nature, meaning it's a private profit or sales activity rather than educational, civic, or community benefit. However, community-based events such as craft fair, vendor fairs, or similar events can be allowed. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We can specify a little bit. We'll make the caveat that we want community-based events in there. So we can say, like,
Professional
it's
stuff,
primarily
right?
commercial in nature, meaning its main purpose is private profit or sales. However, community-based events such as craft fairs, vendor fairs, or similar events that support community engagement, school programs, or nonprofit fundraising are permitted and are not considered solely commercial under this policy. I can paste that in there if you would like. It's a
well,
lot, that's a mouthful
not
too.
necessarily, I mean, I'm just trying to keep us out of hot water.
Absolutely, that's why some of
When-
the language I've put in
Yes,
there.
so it's
I just,
more specific as
Yeah.
to,
Mhm.
maybe.
it's more like a
just-
farmer's market kind of situation.
Where we're
Where it's-
open to that, that's a community
Mhm.
event.
It's solely local, so we're not bringing in,
Right, but people are making, it's for commercial purposes in the sense that they are making profit off of, maybe not, but I mean, you know,
I think that's hit or
honeybees.
miss depending on what you're selling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think if we change the word to may instead
Yeah.
of will, that gives some flexibility. Maybe denied when, such use may be.
I mean, you could say maybe construed solely for private profit or sales, and then you can parentheses put craft fairs, vendor fairs, or exempt, I don't know, if we wanna make a specific exemption.
Private profit or what?
Private profit or sales.
Where there is probability of damage. I think concern is much better word than probability.
Yeah, that's fine.
Concern for damage or injury to school property. deemed to be inconsistent with the educational mission, safety, or lawful operation of the district. Not once do we require that above. I don't recall ever hearing
Yeah, and we,
the
it's just.
educational mission.
It's just trying to define what improper to hold in school buildings means.
Okay, I would say it would be deemed to be,
With
yeah.
district
I,
policies for safety, lawful operation, and educational value, or.
Well, not once
It's-
do-
They're
And
not
we don't
everything
even
is
have
for
to get into the
educational value, so
educational
maybe
value.
even.
Like, I don't even, that part is not, I'm not as concerned about that, but like, what is improper to hold in a school building?
Hmm.
Well, okay, up here, we're telling people who can rent that they can be government entities, that we have an MOU, and so we're not scrutinizing what they're doing. They could be school-related groups or organizations, chartered youth groups, such as Boy Scouts, Girl Scout, Campfire, 4-H, Youth Commission, youth sports, youth athletic teams. And then fee category is government entities with whom the district has not entered into an MOU. University, colleges, community education classes and activities, youth athletic teams, adult recreational clubs and teams, community organization groups, and civic service organizations for activities that directly benefit the schools, district students and or community. Other nonprofit groups or organizations, non-district feed-based events, profit-making activities. But now we're telling them they can be denied because they're making a profit. I don't think we can do that.
Financial seminars, that right in there, that's gonna be,
Yeah, okay, so, alright.
that's inconsistent.
Yeah, let's come back here.
Here.
So maybe just remove that line?
Yeah, I think so. I don't wanna add it anymore, I just wanna make it blank.
Yeah, 'cause,
Yeah, 'cause, yeah, we can't say you can come rent our building, but we're gonna deny you because you're making a profit, even though we say you can. It's not that. Okay.
yeah, for adult seminar kind of situations.
Yeah.
It says right there,
When the
you
activity.
can't say it one and not the other, I guess.
Okay, so what is it that we're trying to put in here, Jessica, cause the purple language is from you?
It's just to really highlight what is considered improper to hold in school buildings. Cause that, there's a lot of room for interpretation there. So I
What
tried to.
is your seminar about?
You're right, trying to define it a little bit.
But-
There are certain topics I'm sure we would probably not like an outside group to be presenting at the school.
I
know.
hear you. I just don't know that. I think we can also be sued because these are not owned. These buildings are owned by the taxpayers. So you have to,
I'd be happy to get legal to look at it.
that's fine, but so improper to hold in school buildings. So stating inconsistent with the educational mission, number one, we're not identifying the mission on this policy at all. Deemed to be inconsistent with safety or lawful operation of the district.
We don't have to put the educational mission, I just think it's one of those, just trying to define what improper to hold in school buildings, like what does that mean? Cause your definition of what's improper to hold in a school building is probably different than my definition of what's improper to hold in a school building.
What does it say in the opening statement? Functions, activities have have priority over community.
Okay, this is procedure. Let's go to the policy, cause we haven't read that in weeks. Cause you know we wanna do that.
Should mark that top of the other, cause I think we're coming back to it.
Alright, so school facilities are available to the community for education, civic, cultural, and other non-commercial uses consistent with public interest, when such use does not interfere with the school program or school-sponsored activities. Such facilities may also be used for the operation of a senior citizen center, yay, seniors against computers, use of school facilities for school purposes, and precedence over all other uses. Did I miss some words? Use of school facilities for school purposes has precedence.
Has precedence,
Okay,
okay.
over all of the, I'm like, what did I just say? Persons on school premises must abide by the district's conduct rules at all times. A student and school-related organizations shall be granted the use of school facilities at no costs. Other organizations granted the use of the facility shall pay fees and costs. The superintendent shall develop procedures to manage community use of school facilities, which shall be reviewed and approved by the board. Use of school facilities requires the superintendent's approval and is subject to the procedures. Authorization for use of school facilities shall not be considered an endorsement of or approval of the activity, person, group, or organization, nor the purpose they represent. To begin the process for approval, you must submit your request online at the administration shall review and may approve the various uses of the school facilities. May approve. Administration shall review and may approve the various uses of the school facilities. A master calendar is available online for scheduling dates. Requests for use of the school facilities must be submitted in advance of the event to the district office. Proper protection, safety, and care of school property shall be primary consideration in the use of school facilities. All facility use shall comply with state and federal fire, state and local fire, health, safety, and police regulations. All individuals using school facilities shall comply with district policies.
So that bottom paragraph, can we take that and reword it in that sentence?
I think we can put it over here.
Because that's,
Yeah, we can't, yeah. Where are we at?
we're
Right
so
here.
close, we have like a page and a half.
No, we don't, we have less than that. Alright, the use of the school premise may be denied when in the opinion, I don't like that word,
Do you even need that, or can it just be maybe denied?
Maybe not
when,
when.
or
Or just-
may be denied, should be. By the superintendent or the board.
When. Or if.
Well, that next sentence starts with when,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
just by the
yeah.
board would be
Yeah.
fine, and then when.
Actually, it should be for the following. When there is concern for damage or injury to school property. So proper protection, safety, and care of school property shall be primary consideration. So,
So that one's good.
I can't do that. Okay, so it conflicts with federal, state, or local public health ordinances or
That's in
district
there.
health policy or procedure.
There.
So shall comply with state and local fire. Do we have fire in there?
Well, yeah, so there, you know, might be too big of a
Public
group.
Right, right.
Or what they're planning on doing is not exactly kosher fire-wise. No blacksmithing demonstrations, no
What's wrong with that?
So do we,
it conflicts. Okay.
we don't really need
for
the whole
damage.
bullshit if we just bring that paragraph back and reiterate it. Or should we say it in a different way?
I would almost, where you said when.
Right.
It conflicts with any, and then I would copy on that bottom paragraph, state and local fire, health, safety, and police regulations, cause it's verbatim from what it says in the policy, if that makes sense.
We wanna take out district health policy and procedure and just put district policy and procedure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was this. Okay, so when there is a concern for damage or injury to school property, proper protection, safety, and care.
And when the
Or
activity is
damage.
deemed to, not coincide or comply with district policies, if you wanted to, then you wouldn't have to just tack it onto the middle.
Wait, what?
All
Activities
individuals
deemed-
using school facilities shall comply with district policies.
Oh, okay.
Put that in with the second bulleted point. Say when the facility, or when the activity is deemed to not comply with district policy. Not comply.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when there is concern for damage or injury to school property, so proper protection, safety, and care of school property. Alright. So when there is concern for damage or injury to school property. The safety is sticking in my head here, so when there is
Yes.
concern for,
Or damage to school property. And maybe say something to safety.
actually, okay, what's that? I'm listening, but not really, so hold on.
Okay.
Lack of,
Lack of safety.
All of it. And then it's very consistent with the policy. I mean, how could it not be when we're copying and pasting?
We're just rewording
Copy
it.
and paste. So when there is concern for lack of proper protection, safety, and care of school property.
What about, I think, as far as the safety, they're implying of the people participating.
I don't know what we're
Generally,
you just say it.
generally students or children.
You know, I have concerns about adult dodgeball, but that's all.
Yeah. But I mean, if it's like, you know, they're gonna bring in rock climbing.
We're not
Kind of-
rock climbing.
Yeah, so.
So, when
But,
there is
yeah, we're not, the
proper
safety,
protection,
it's not the safety of the
care
equipment
of school property.
and property, it's more the safety of the individuals there.
Okay. What?
We don't want someone getting hurt.
I think it reads
Because
well
of-
now.
No, I get what you're saying,
Mhm.
but once again, we can't control other people and other people's stupidity.
But it happened on our facility, so I don't know how that's covered.
Did you
Well-
need to delete that?
That paragraph?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
She-
we put
she
it in the
had
bullet
pasted it
points.
from-
Okay.
Yeah, no, the
Sorry.
use of school premises may be denied by the superintendent or the board for the following. When there is concern for lack of proper protection, safety, and care of school property, when the activity is deemed to not comply with district policies, when it conflicts what is it?
Or when.
When it conflicts with state and local fire, health, safety, and police regulations.
When the event conflicts, I don't know what to say.
No, no.
So that's it.
When the use,
Thank you.
Facility.
And then up above, we have premises all of a sudden, which I don't believe we've used, we've always called it facilities, so use of school facilities rather than premises. In the first line. Use of school premises.
We've been on this one for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, the use
Of
of.
school facilities rather than premises.
Thank you.
But it's consistent.
That's what we need.
We just have to go back and get all those applications out.
14 of them.
Excuse me.
The use of school facilities. Denied. Superintendent or the board for the following. So when there is concern for lack of proper protection, safety, and care of school property, when the activities deemed to not comply with district policies and the facility use conflicts with state and local fire, health, safety, and police regulations. Okay, so that is that word. All right, perfect.
We've got like 2 paragraphs left.
Can we do it? Yes, we can.
We're so close.
Let's see, what does that cover up?
Exceptions, unique situations.
See.
The district recognizes that it is not possible to address every situation or event in these procedures. As a result, the district allows for exceptions to be made on an individual basis as determined by the specific merits of each situation. Requests for such exceptions must be addressed to the superintendent for evaluation and decision. Any exceptions shall be considered with board policy, applicable law, and equitable treatment of similarly situated users. Whoa, okay. I think this should be case by case, not individual
Yeah.
basis.
Just at the very bottom, equitable treatment of users.
Yeah.
Rather just take out the whole similarly situated.
Okay, here's what I, not wanting to create more problems, but if the superintendent or the board can decline, I think the superintendent or the board can support an exception. Although I don't know why it's.
Do you want all the exceptions directed to the board or to the superintendent? Or-
Usually we don't have enough time to direct things to the board.
But then
based on-
why is it up here for declining?
That's the only place in this entire thing where it leaves it to either the superintendent or the board. So from a consistency standpoint, I would just make it the superintendent. We typically make a phone call if it's something that's super wonky that we want.
I don't know, because,
I mean, it's
think-
operational.
I understand that, but sometimes when the board gives direction and it's not followed, that's where we run into kind of, challenges. And if there's nothing to support that, then, yeah, that's where
Well,
I'm
then
curious.
would
So,
maybe even say, conflicts would be referred to the board.
that's what I was gonna say, is that,
So they're making, the superintendent's making those decisions.
Mhm.
If there's some sort of conflict, then that would come back to the board.
Right.
But you wouldn't necessarily wanna be in on every single evaluation.
well, I don't know of any declining that the boards have been made aware of. I mean, that's, we don't know the ins and outs, and I don't know that we want to,
Exactly.
but it's in this policy.
So
And
do you
it was
wanna
there before.
just strike out the board?
No, I'm highlighting it so that the board can say,
Okay.
we want it to go
Hmm.
away.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
So, but I should put, let me go yellow.
Maybe yellow parentheses there,
Um,
just so it's, yeah.
I don't know, something like that. Because if we remove it up there, then we don't need anything down there at all.
Mhm.
But if we don't remove it up there,
Then you can
then,
keep that.
Something down there.
yeah, I think there has to be something to say that, you know, if we're supposed to be the end all be all on this particular matter, then they have to have a way to get it to us, otherwise we won't. Facility use applications, when considering facility use applications, the following should be taken into consideration. The activity should not interfere with the schedule of normal activities of the school or district. The content of the activity should be reasonably appropriate in the school setting. The event is not in conflict with the health and safety of the district or community and does not violate any federal, state, or local ordinances.
This has all been stated before.
I know.
Do
I
we
don't-
even need this section?
I don't know. The user agrees to follow all health and safety protocols outlined in the
The only
district.
thing that really hasn't been is that last piece, and we can probably incorporate it up above.
Use of district facilities for political meetings, forums, caucuses, or election-related activities shall be permitted on a content-neutral basis when otherwise consistent with these procedures. District facilities may not be used for political fundraising or campaign activities that materially, I thought we already had that up there.
No, this is I had this as
No.
purple, and then you searched for something and you highlighted it red.
Oh,
That'll need,
Okay.
that'll need.
Alright, might have been.
Yeah, it was purple, so it's language that I added, cause we didn't really identify that anywhere. So we could add it somewhere up above and just, like, get rid of this entire section.
It's kind of an exceptional use.
Mm-hmm. Just for political meetings, forums, caucuses, or election-related activities shall be permitted on a content-neutral basis when otherwise consistent with these procedures. District facilities may not be used for political fundraising or campaign activities that materially disrupt, so they can be used, just they can't disrupt school operation or the educational environment. So if there's a meeting at night and we're raising funds, political funds, you can do that. That's what this is saying.
Just not during
But
school,
that's
but
not-
That's
none
what
of
it's
the
saying.
facilities could be used during school time.
I said if I'm renting it at night.
I know, but I'm not sure why they may not be used for,
It says
that materially disrupt school.
operations or, so it's saying if it's at night, you can do it.
We could probably just put a period after campaign activities and then take off that materially disrupts, like,
Because that applies to all of them.
yeah.
None of these uses are going to materially disrupt the school.
Right.
The day-to-day business.
Right.
So why is that statement made go there?
Uh-huh.
Again, that was red language, so I think it was.
It was purple language.
It was.
It was
purple.
just
Okay,
added.
Okay, so we'll just take that out. Cause that's really kind of an exceptional or unique use.
Where was it that we read? understand that.